Okay, I got you both. Okay. Is Miss Sunshine calling in, or just y'all two?
Well, she absolutely was planning on it, but something came up right at the absolute last second, so she's not going to be able to call in. But I've got a message from her for you, and I'll give that to you here in just a little
Okay. So
bit. All right.
I
I'm going
enjoying.
to say,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. My bad.
no, go ahead. Do your thing, and then I'll tell. Then we'll start talking.
All right. So I enjoying with my favorite tag team, Sweet William Valentine, Playboy Mike Trusty, together known as Big and Tasty. I enjoying with them right now. I'm so excited to have y'all on this show. And as of this moment, you fellas are the last voices that will be heard here on Triple Threat Wrestling Radio. I'm happy that it's y'all both. Obviously, y'all are accompanied with Miss Sunshine. She's unable to join us tonight, but we hope all is well with her. But at least I got you fellas. So that's pretty cool. Welcome back to the show, fellas.
Well, Kenny, it's a pleasure to be here, and we are very honored to not only be on your show, but we're honored to be your final guest on your final show. It's we've done your show. I can't remember, like 3 or 4 times now,
Yeah.
and every time it's been an absolute blast. And I know that I always have a great time. Sunshine always has a great time, and then I'll let Sweet William Valentine speak for himself.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm having a little trouble with my speaker tonight, but I've got you on speaker. But yeah, thanks, man, for having us on the show. The times that you had, and it is an honor to be the last guest. And well, why are you shutting down the show?
Good question. People have to. So I put it to you like this. After 10 years, it feels like my time in wrestling radio has run its course, and I'm decided that it's time to move on. Um, there's no ill will towards anyone or anybody whatsoever. I appreciate everyone that has been on this show for 10 years, and I appreciate the love and support. I feel like after 10 years, it was time. It was time to step away from the wrestling radio world and move on to some other stuff. Um, but I am grateful for the people that I've had on the show throughout these years. I've met a lot of good people along the way, and it just felt like it was time. I hold my head up high, said that I put on a good show. I've interviewed good people, and I'm good at the end of the day. I'm good ending this on a good note. So if I guess that answers your question.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. That's fine.
so, um, so yeah,
Well,
I'm joined with Big and Tasty. So I see that you guys just recently made your return back to the ring. Um, y'all came back at Supreme Wrestling, I believe. And ironically, I was at Indiana that exact same weekend, maybe 4 hours apart. I was at Fort Wayne, Indiana for the Heroes and Legends Fan Fest, and I met some people that day.
Cool.
Um, met IRS. I met
All right.
and Million Dollar Man Ted DiBiase. And yes, he still has that same laugh after all these years.
that's
And yes, he
that's awesome.
and he did an IRS after all these years, still telling people to pay your taxes. Yeah, yeah. All these years, he same suit, the red tie, that schmuck look on his face. Yeah, still telling everybody to pay up. Uh, so I met some good people that day. It was a good time. So yeah, I think I've interviewed y'all last year. I think Mike and Miss Sunshine during the pandemic talked about how y'all felt during the pandemic and things got shut down at the time. So fast forward to 2021 and y'all back to competing again. Y'all back to wrestling again in front of an audience again. How did it feel to get back to the show? Get back to wrestling again in front of an audience. How did it feel getting back out there?
Well,
I'll tell you
Kenny,
what. For me, go ahead.
no, go ahead, dude. You go.
For me, it was fantastic. We haven't actually wrestled since November of 2020, and that was for River Valley Wrestling, where we actually won the International Tag Team Championship up there, and we were still holding those belts. But going back to Supreme Wrestling, we've had 2 matches so far, and we came up short on that first match, which I disagreed with the result, of course. But when we wrestled the second match, we wrestled the tag team champions, and we came out with a victory in a non-title match. So we're very hopeful for a title shot in the near future. And it was just great to just see Mike again, and get out there in front of the audience and do what we do best.
That is very true. It was great to see Sweet William Valentine again. As you, if you follow our social media and stuff, Miss Sunshine hasn't got back with us yet. She's still our manager. She'll be back very, very soon. But she's taking care of some, finishing up tying up some loose ends, and she'll be back at the ringside with us here, hopefully within the next few times that we wrestle. But yes, we did get back to the ring and felt great. And like Sweet Williams said, we came out on top, a victory over the current tag team champions. So, I mean, we are definitely going to be in line for a title shot. And I know that as we speak, Sunshine's been working on with the promoter up there to get us a title shot.
Very, very true. So, me being a wrestling fan, I've watched wrestling long enough to know that when you beat the champion, or in this case, champions, in a non-title match, that to me automatically that's an automatically future title shot from the guys that beat the champions. And those individuals should actually be lucky that those titles were not on the line, because if they were, I would be talking to tag team champions right now. But giving y'all history with authority, and they putting you through all these hurdles, I understand the struggle that y'all have to deal with authority throughout the years. But yeah, Supreme Wrestling. Now this is the last time you're gonna hear my voice through these airways, so I'm just gonna put my 2 cents out there. They beat your champions this past weekend. Everybody saw it. The crowd saw it. The referee raised their hands as champions. 1, 2, 3. You owe these guys a shot at the tag team championships. They should be next in line. No other team. To the other teams, y'all need to fall back. Big and Tasty should be next in line for those tag team belts the next time that these two teams meet. The floor is yours, fellas.
You are absolutely right. And let me tell you something: the championship committee at Supreme Wrestling, they never want us to be the champions. I don't understand why that is, but they don't want to give us a title shot. That should have been a championship match, but I guess they figure we haven't been there long enough this time around. But they'll try to figure out a way to keep us from getting those belts for a while, I would imagine.
I mean,
Well,
yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
I was just gonna say that Bill is right. Uh, they'll do whatever they can to keep us from being the champions because that's the way they always are. The folks up there are jealous of it because nobody wrestles as good as we do. Nobody looks as good as we do. Nobody's got the best manager in professional wrestling history like we do. So they just keep on throwing obstacles, like you said, Kenny, in front of us. But we're what's happening in professional wrestling, and we're the best tag team in this area. And they don't like it because, but like you said, it's just because of jealousy.
Yeah, it's just a lot of injustice going on in this world. But there's some injustice going on in Supreme Wrestling, and the committee need to get their acts together and give y'all the tag team title opportunity down the road. It's give the people what they want. They want to see
That's
these
exactly
two
right.
teams face each other. I mean, we talking main event, quality type of event, type of match. Supreme Wrestling. I don't know who's the bosses are, but whoever those individual or individuals may be, y'all need to give this team what they want and give them their shot at the tag team titles. Now, maybe I need to make my way to Supreme Wrestling and have a word with these bosses. I mean, I have, we're living in these pandemic times. I know social distancing and whatnot, mask and all that. I'll follow the guidelines. If may be, and have a word with the powers that be. Um, Now that's just me. But yeah, I'll put that out there. So, to Mike and to Will, man, you guys are truly amazing. And the first interview I did, ironically, was with a tag team. And the last interview I'm doing is with a tag team. So I guess it's just full circle for this show. I mean, I'm a fan of tag team wrestling. I grew up with so many good tag teams. I grew up, Walking Raw Express. I know y'all are very fond of those gentlemen. Helped pave the way for tag team wrestling. I grew up
Yep.
with Heart Foundation, British Bulldogs, Legion of Doom, Four Horsemen. The list goes on and on. So tag team wrestling, is special. It's always been special, and I take pride of watching tag teams chemistry and that brotherhood, that camaraderie. Y'all define what a tag team is and what should be. That brotherhood, that bond, that trust, that going through the ups and downs together, winning championships together. Y'all are the definition of a tag team and how a tag team should do things in this business.
Well, Kenny, those are kind words, but you were very correct because I've known, and I just kind of was while you were talking about this, I was listening. I kind of just now thought about it. I've known Sweet William Valentine for 30 years now, and we've been a tag team for 15 of those years, probably getting close to 16. Um, and there's no, to my knowledge, there's not, besides the Rock and Roll Express, there's not a longer running tag team going um, that is still active.
Mm-hmm.
And because we know what each other's going to do in the ring, and because we have been through it all together, uh, you know, wins and losses and all that stuff. And, like I said, I'll hand it over to Bill. But before I do, I want to say this one thing. I told Sunshine asked me to let you know about what she thought, and I'm going to just read this verbatim. This is from Sunshine herself.
Mm-hmm.
She says that she's always appreciated your dedication, not only to the sport, but to Big and Tasty as well as myself. And I consider him to be one of our biggest supporters. We're sad to see your show go and expertise go, but we're excited to see where you end up next. So those are words right from John. She wanted to make sure that I let you know that she truly appreciated being able to be on your show. She was really, really bummed out that she couldn't get on this one tonight, but she wanted to make sure you know that she really wanted to be here, and she really appreciates and is a fan of yours.
To Miss Sunshine, I want to say thank you for being on the show on numerous occasions with Big and Tasty. Um, I've known Mike for like 5 or 6 years, and that was through the local music scene. And then when I heard that you are a wrestler, I was like, man, we got something else in common too. And then when the opportunity was to get Big and Tasty on this show, I had to take it, you know, you know, and we've had so many good times on this show, so many good memories, and just hearing what's going on in the world of Big and Tasty. How have you just have this passion for professional wrestling, and it shows. Uh, it's just incredible. I'm always going to be in Big and Tasty's corner, no matter what. And this, yeah. I appreciate y'all's support. I appreciate Miss Sunshine, but I appreciate her for the kind words, and feels like one of these days I have to return the favor. One of these days I have to just man up and make my way to a Big and Tasty show. Whether it's Indiana or who knows, maybe we'll see y'all in Kentucky down the road. I did reach out. I did make a tag post a few weeks ago. There is a new promotion, Generation Next Pro Wrestling, and they just started doing shows recently. They done shows Cynthiana. They're doing shows in Paris, and I say, hey, to this new promotion, if y'all are in need of a tag team, if you need someone to help get your tag team division going, get Sweet William Valentine, get Big Tasty, get Playboy Mike Trusty, get Miss Sunshine, and watch them work. Take on any team, whether it's young, old, don't matter. Any team, and put them on Generation Next. They are about the next of professional wrestling. While you guys are already established as it is, but I'm sure y'all be more than happy to make an example out of any team that they throw at you. So I'm just putting that out there. But shout out to my friends Max Sled, to Impact Wrestling's Larry D. That's their promotion, and all I could do is just vouch for Big and Tasty. So I will definitely see y'all at a wrestling show, whether it's Indiana or Kentucky. But with that being said, Miss Sunshine has been working on putting more shows together for you all. And with that being said, do y'all have any more shows coming up in the next weeks or so that y'all want to promote?
We are actually wrestling tomorrow night at Supreme for the final Friday card,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know who we've got on that night, but it is tomorrow night at the 7:30 in Madison, Indiana at 2520 Lanier Drive. Yeah,
That's it.
and we really we've been talking about getting into Kentucky and wrestling. Well, we've been trying to talk to the people at the Northern Wrestling Federation up.
Yeah.
It's in the Cincinnati area,
Yeah.
and we have yet to get in touch with the promoter there or the booker, but we will. And we know Larry D, so we could probably work some of those shows too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we got coming up for right now.
Awesome. So go check out the shows and check out Big and Tasty. They are on social media. I know they have a Facebook fan page. Check them out there. And on Twitter, I want to make sure I get this right. Their Twitter handle is at Big and Tasty 2, as in the number 2. Big and Tasty 2. They'll keep you updated on upcoming shows and appearances that you will see them. And go check them out. So, fellas, it's been a pleasure having y'all on this show multiple times and y'all being the last guest on this last show. Means a lot. And thank you, William. Thank you, Mike. Thank you to Miss Sunshine. And I appreciate y'all, the support. And I look forward to seeing what's next for Big and Tasty, for Miss Sunshine. And just continue to follow the journey. And so thank you all for being on the show. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kenny. Again, it was an honor, a pleasure to be your final guest. And I'm around where you are, so just reach out, holler if you ever need anything. And again, we're gonna continue our doing what we do best. And just like you've done for the past 10 years on this show, and that's giving the people all they want and a little bit more.
Well said, man. Well said. Well, y'all take care. More importantly, be safe out there, and we'll cross paths with each other down the road. We'll cross paths. We'll see each other.